What is up, my flockers? So coming at you with a video today, I wanted to talk about ways that you can invest in collectibles. I know sometimes there's questions of whether you can or cannot, so I'm going to go through a couple of tips for you guys of ways that I have and give you very specific examples, so that hopefully if that's something that you want to try yourselves, I can help you guys out a little bit. So let's get into the video. All right, so like I said, there's a couple sides to collecting. One is just for the fun of it, for the nostalgia of some of the things that you get. Two is to get some of the rare items, right? To be one of the few that get these specific items that everyone wants. And then there's the other side, which is uh, the money aspect of it, right? Which is to see the things you are collecting appreciate in value, which is also exciting. And if any collector says that doesn't matter to them, they're absolutely insane. I guess there's probably a select few out there, but you never want to pay more than what something's worth, right? And there is a way to invest in collectibles, long term, short term, and you can make some money off of this. So I want to go through a couple of tips that will help you do so if that's something you're interested in. First, number one, biggest tip if you want a short term gain quickly is to stay up to date with pop culture news. When I say pop culture news, movies, TV shows, new ones that are coming out, new live action movies that are going to feature different characters that haven't been featured before. If you follow that and you kind of listen to some of the rumors, you can make a significant gain fast. I don't recommend it because sometimes it's hard to guess which item is going to be the one that everyone goes after when they hear, for example, God of Thunder 3. They have Gore the God Butcher going to be in that one. And Christian Bale's playing that. So that comic book shot up in value right away. There's a ton of comics, tons of Funko Pops, other collectibles that have that same trend depending on news that comes out. So I'll give you a prime example of one. This one here, which is the Superman San Diego Comic Con exclusive. It's limited to 1,008 pieces here. So this one here, I'm going to flip it a little bit this way so you can see his black suit here. This one here is one of my favorite pops. If it's probably my favorite pop in my entire collection. I love the storyline of the Superman death and the regeneration suit. So I was going to get this one regardless. But when I heard the rumors that Zack Snyder was coming out with a Snyder cut of the Justice League movie, which would feature him in his black suit, I knew I had to pull the trigger before this thing jumped. And so even before it was confirmed, I started looking for this guy because I had wanted him for a while. I ended up being able to find him for $180. They confirmed that he would be making an appearance in his black suit and had a clip of him in his black suit about 3 weeks later. This jumped to $600. So you go right. That is a huge increase in terms of if you're investing in anything, stocks, whatever. That percentage increase you do not see often, right? So there are a lot of other collectibles that can follow that same trend. That if you time it right, that if you keep your ear to the ground listening for some of those rumors, some of those additional movies that might be coming out, you can gain quickly. But again, it's not recommended. It's risky, right? And that's a risky investment. Is going after something like that and kind of playing the rumor mill game. But this one I was kind of lucky. I knew I wanted this regardless. I knew I had to get it. So I pulled the trigger and it jumped that much. So again, I got this for about 180. It's now roughly around $600. It fluctuates a little bit here and there. So that's one example. Example two is of ways to invest is playing the longer term game, which in my opinion is obviously a little bit of the safer play. Some of the tips to do this though is don't buy commons and expect them to be the ones down the road that are going to be, worth 10 times what you bought them for. Commons are not the way to go. When I say common Funko Pops, common comics, you that's risky too. That's like winning the lotto. For every 100, 200 ones that you buy, if you kept them all in pristine condition, maybe one down the road will be worth 10 times what you bought it for. That is not the right play. The right play is something along the lines of this, right? Not saying this one specifically, but for an example here, I have this Iron Patriot, right? When I bought this, it was about 25 or $30. This one was already a vaulted pop, which means they're not producing any more of these. Um, it was already something that was part of a movie series that was very popular. It was unique compared to some of the other pops, and it was in great condition. This one, I believe, is going for in the neighborhood of $65 now, so double the value of what I bought it for. And that's how I've collected a majority of things that I have. Not just for the value, I think they're all awesome, but I tend to go towards the vaulted pops. You already know that they're a little bit more popular because they're older. Not everyone were buying pops back in 2014 and 15, so the stock of these is already smaller. And to have them in good condition for that long of a period of time is tough, right? So if you go for the pops that are already vaulted, they're not making any more of, they're already a little bit older, and you can get ones in the price range from anywhere of like 25 all the way up to $60. In my opinion, that's a sweet spot. All the pops that I have bought in that price range have literally gone up in value by almost double, every single one, since the beginning of the year. I don't think I've had a pop in that category of vaulted, popular, already kind of a rare stock, that went down in value this year. I've not seen that. That is the smart play if you want to invest in collectibles. It's not as risky, almost guaranteed value, and almost all of your stock, in my opinion, of anything that you collect, if you're talking about 20 years down the road, you're probably going to be looking at 3 to 4 times the value of what your entire collection is worth. That's a really good investment, in my opinion. Maybe some will say I'm crazy, but in my opinion it is. Now, here's the third type of investing, which, in my opinion, is not risky, but it does take a lot of time. You got to commit time to it, which is you constantly should be hunting. And when I say hunting is constantly be looking for something that you enjoy and you want in your collection, but something that someone doesn't know kind of the value of it. You can get really good deals on collectibles because not everyone knows what some of the things they have are worth. And so a good example of this one here, as I'll show you in my collection here, is this Alamo City Con Raphael, which is a grayscale Funko Pop. And this was limited to 2,000 pieces. I was able to find this because I'm always searching throughout the day for deals, different things that go up for sale that I would want, and that I think are extremely undervalued. I was able to get this guy in perfect condition. I mean, the box is unbelievably pristine for $75. This is a $250 Funko Pop. If you go on eBay for one in this condition, you cannot find for any less than $250. And that is things that you can find, I would say, probably once every 2 weeks to once a month if you're consistently hunting, because there's others out there looking for it. I mean, I look a lot on different sites, and there's things I've missed out on because someone didn't know what they had, but someone else was, watching the sites too. So that's another way to invest if you're looking to make some additional money, either short term or down the road. For me, I'm going to hold on to this. Raphael is one of my favorite characters. But so I wanted to throw out a couple of tips. I know they centered around Funko Pops for this video. I'll go into some of the comics tips later. So I really hope that those type of tips will help you guys when you're out there looking for things to put your money into that will hopefully appreciate in value over time. There are ones that I do not display that I have in the back room that are specifically for value purposes. I expect them to go up within the next 4 or 5 years. I'll sell those and buy something I really want, right? So I really hope you guys enjoyed it. To kind of recap those tips, which is one, you gotta follow the trends, understand some of the new movies coming out, some of the popular live action characters that may be new, and go after those collectibles, whether it be the comics or Funko Pops. Two is the less riskier play, which is going after already vaulted pops, ones that we know are already popular, that people already enjoy, that there's already some additional value than just what they were going for when they were being sold. That is the best play in my opinion. And number two, which is constantly be looking for deals. You have to be hunting nonstop if you really want to invest, just like anyone would in the stock market. Anyone would be doing for business deals. They're constantly looking, constantly doing their research and evaluating different things to find like that next hot deal. So those are my tips, guys. Again, I'm not an expert. This is what I've seen in my experience that has so far been proven true. But also, I can't guarantee that these tips will pay off for you. Hopefully, you guys liked the video. If you did, leave some comments. Let me know if this was helpful, if you like this type of video where I'm giving you guys some tips around different subjects in the collectible arena. I'll do some more. If you guys like the video, please hit like, please subscribe, leave some comments. Other than that, I'll get another video out here soon for you guys. Peace out, my flockers.